How's everybody doing today? I certainly hope you're doing well. You know what? It's time for another edition of Story Time. Sure has been a while too, hasn't it? Now this story here, I like to let you know whether or not the story is true. It is not a true story. It is a story that I've crafted, that I've created out of thin air. Tried to tidy up all the loose ends so that way everything just matches just perfectly. You know how it is. Because if you've ever seen a Montagraph story time, you'll understand exactly what I mean. If only is a very personal and a very powerful statement. Truly is. So let's go ahead with our story time. Again, the name of the story is called If Only. You see, there's a woman, her name was Nicole, and she worked in an office building as an accountant. You see, Nicole was really good at what she did. Sure was. Oh my goodness. She could compute numbers in her head. She didn't need a calculator. She didn't need a computer. She could do it with her mind. Matter of fact, you could see Nicole going to 7-Elevens and gas stations and stores and Sears and all these different places. And she'd have everything rigged up in her mind. The cost of her blouses and her jeans and her purses and her perfume and whatever it is that she bought at those stores, including tax, and already have the equation all sorted out to how much money she had to pull out of her purse to purchase those items before the cashier could even burp out the absolutes of what she owed. That's talent, my boy. Oh, that's talent. You see, Nicole, she was very good at accounting. She'd always been good about accounting. Hell, her mother was an accountant. Her father was an accountant. She might as well be an accountant too. It was in her blood. It was in her blood. Yes, it was. It was. So you see, Nicole had been working for an accountant, or as an accountant for several years. She was kind of working her way up. You see, Nicole made a statement one time. She said, you know, a lot of these companies don't really want you to be an accountant. They want you to hide the numbers, if you get my meaning. They really don't want you to figure all the figures in a legal sense. Oh no. They want you to compute the numbers and the profits that these companies are making, sort of. Because everybody and anyone who has any affiliation with corporations and numbers know damn good and well that all these accountants that work for them are not accounting for the fraud, are not accounting for the theft, are not accounting for the misappropriations of funds. They're accounting to hide actual numbers. Oh yeah, that's a fact. But see, Nicole was a straight shooter because after all, her mother and her father were an accountant. You see, back in those days, 50s, 60s, 70s, if you're an accountant, you got to be a straight arrow. You can't be a broken arrow. You can't be veering off over here and veering off over there and not seeing this and not seeing... Oh, you can't be doing that. No. So she wanted to follow in the footsteps of her parents. That's what she sought to do. But you see, being here in 2015, it's a new world. Oh yeah, it's a new world. The word whistleblower is taboo in the corporate world. whistleblower? What is that? We all know what it is. But God forbid, Nicole would never be a whistleblower. Oh no, she would just look the other way. After all, everybody knows that if you were to be a whistleblower, you might be blacklisted from your own profession in which you worked so hard to get to. And after all, you wouldn't want to be saying, if only, right? But you see, Nicole, she was a single woman. She didn't really have a man. Sure, she had a man once in a while. What we all know is friends with benefits. You know the kind. The kind that would go over there and lay down the pipe. Oh yeah. Lay it down. Right? But there was nothing substantial. There was no relationship. There was no some sort of monogamy. What the hell is that? Boy, I tell you what, Nicole was really missing that. Sure, she could go to any bar, she could go to any club, she could even go to a restaurant, or she could go to a mall. She'd have all these men just crawling all over her, giving all these type of compliments, telling her how beautiful her hair was, even though it was down to her ass. Right? Giving her compliments about her beautiful smile, the way she dressed. She didn't want that, no. She didn't want a bunch of disgusting men drooling all over her because they just want to get it wet, right? Or have some sort of disgusting one-night stand. It was all for the fist of the moment. Oh no, she didn't want any of that. No. She wanted something substantial. She wanted a man that she thought was good looking, that she thought was strong, that she thought was going to keep her safe and secure through anything that may flit across the ever-ending life menu. Oh yeah, that's what she wanted. She didn't want a bunch of bozos giving her compliments she'd never seen in all her life, running around with plumber's crack. No, she wanted a man. She wanted a good-looking man. She wanted a man that would take control. Not that was weak. It was going to, give her a bouquet of flowers. Right? Because, you see, Nicole was an accountant. She was in a field that not only demanded respect, but certainly promoted it. You got that? Absolutely. Because, you see, Nicole had tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars going through her papers. But you see, it's not in papers these days. It's digits on a computer screen. But once again, even though that those digits are on computer screens, being an accountant demands respect. And it promotes respect. And sure, you can have all the power in the world. It doesn't mean anything. Because when you punch out of your job and you get your fat ass home, you're still sitting there alone, by yourself, to yourself, hoping and wishing for if onlys. Oh yeah. So you see, Nicole, like every other day, she'd go to work, she'd go to lunch, maybe veer out, go to a restaurant, sit down, eat something, because she only had an hour for lunch and all. Maybe she'd go out and do a little people watching. She'd go back to work, do her accounting job. 5 o'clock, she'd waltz out the door, go down to the parking structure where she parked, get into her car, race home, try to beat the traffic. Maybe she'd stop by and get some potatoes and onions and lamb and whatever to cook a nice hot meal for herself. Yeah, for herself. So that way she could turn right back around and she could lay down in her bed or sit down on her couch alone looking at television or listening to music or watching a movie. But where is Nicole? Where is she? She's in the mindset, if only. If only she had someone in her life that she not only enjoyed, but she cherished and she loved and she had some sort of empathy for. She had this structure of 5 because we all know, sure, you can have relationships all day long. You can survive on 2. You can lose 3 of the 5. And you can survive on 2, but you certainly cannot survive on 1. But the problem is she didn't have any of them. So what are the 5? What are the 5 key points that you need in every single relationship? What are they? Let's go through them, shall we? Emotional support, psychological support, financial support, sexual support, intellectual support. Those are 5. A relationship can function on 2 of any of the 5, but certainly not 1. By that time, you have what is called divorce, or worse. But you see, Nicole had none of them. Oh, she yearned for him, all right. She sure did. But you see, it was a Thursday, early morning, 6:30 in the morning. She gets up and she gets ready to go to work. Matter of fact, she's a little bit late for work. She's driving in her car and she's putting on her makeup. She's looking in the rear view mirror. She finally gets to work. She's crunching them numbers just like she does every other day of the year. Oh, yeah. She decides, you know something, I'm going to go to lunch and I'm going to do a little bit of people watching because that's what I like to do. She goes out there, she sits up on the side of the wall there and she's just eating her lunch. She's kind of looking around and such. And off in the distance, she sees this man. He's got a cut face, boy. His face is chiseled. He's in good shape, physical shape, and he's tall, too. He's clean cut. He's not wearing a suit, but he is a good-looking man. He kind of looks like me. Anyway, so she sees him off in the distance, and she's looking at him. He's walking right towards her, too. Oh, man, she's kind of getting excited. She wants to go up there and have a little chatty-do with him. But, God forbid, she's not really sure. Then he kind of like comes up to her, not quite right up to her, probably about, 15, 20 feet away. Turns the other way, and he has a little chatty-do with somebody else. Pew, he's gone. Oh, you can see Nicole there. She's standing up like this. She's looking for him. She's in the crowd. She wants to know what that man is all about. She wants to know where he's going. She wants to know everything about that man. She wants to have some sort of communication with that man because she is yearning for the 5. Oh, yeah. If only, baby. If only. But you see, that man disappears in the crowd. He's gone. He is gone, buddy. So as Nicole sits there, she's finishing up her lunch. She's thinking to herself, well, I probably wouldn't stand a chance anywhere. He's a good-looking man. Tall, dark, and handsome. Chances are he was intellectual. Chances are we could really have a good time, if you get my meaning. Oh boy. So, as she continued to eat her lunch, she was looking down and she was thinking to herself, if only. As her eyes clipped to the right-hand side, she saw water that had accumulated into a puddle in the street. And in the reflection of that water, who did she see? Oh yeah, that chiseled-faced man in the reflection of the puddle. She's like, this can't be. So as her eyes lifted up like this, there he was. The chiseled-faced man standing directly in front of her. But what did she do? Did she confront him? Did she have a chatty-do with him? Oh, no, she didn't. She all clammed up. Boy, she didn't say a word. Not a peep. But what people don't understand is to be shy and to be non-confrontational against the things that you want, the things that you desire. You're going to lose out, buddy. And that's exactly what happened. They had some sort of very brief eye-to-eye contact with a little smirky smile. And once again, the chisel-faced man turned around and left. Off he went. And again, Nicole sat there thinking, if only. If only. If only what? If only she would have gotten the inkling in her very creative mind, the inkling in her very analytical mind dealing with numbers and accounting, and dealing with tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars flitting through her hands every single day, and having the balls enough to confront what she desired the most. She let it all slip away. Sure did. And that's exactly what happened. It slipped away. So what is she to do? Nicole finished her lunch. She went back to work. Yeah, sure did. And she was thinking all afternoon as other employees of that firm tried to ask her questions and involve themselves with business questions and inquiries about this case or that case. She was totally oblivious to it all because she was thinking, if only. If only. Oh yeah. Then her supervisor came up to her and told her, snap out of it. Where are you at, buddy? Where are you at, Nicole? Are you lost? Are you in dreamland? Come on, get with the program. And sure, Nicole snapped out of it. She finally snapped out of it and thought to herself, you know something, I got to get back to business. I'm in fantasy land because I'm thinking about this chisel-faced man that walked upon me, disappeared in the crowd, and here he is in a reflection in a puddle, and then I see him right in front of my face, and what do? I chicken out. If only. Oh yeah. So here comes 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock p.m. It's time to get off work. She punches out of the clock, right? She gets into the elevator, and in the elevator, her friends are saying to her, hey, Nicole, would you like to go to the bar? Would you like to toss a couple back, have a couple of drinks after work? She declines once again because, you see, she's an introvert. Right? She's in this mindset, if only, because she doesn't have the skills and or the will to actually go after what she wants. She can only dream about it. So the doors close. And as the elevator is going down, all of a sudden you hear the word ding. The door opens. And all the other employees are going their separate ways. They're going to go to the bar and have a good time. And where is Nicole? She's going through the revolving door, headed out to her car that's parked in the underground parking lot. Oh, yeah. Because she's going to repeat her cycle over and over and over and over and over again, because she doesn't have the will, the strength, to go after what she really wants in life. She's going to be stuck, if only. But you see, something magical occurs. Sure does. In life, magic is everything. And that's not with a G, it's with a K. Oh yeah. Nicole goes into the underground parking structure of her firm. And she's rifling through her purse to get her keys. And as she gets her key to place it inside of the lock of her door, she places the key in, she takes it to the right, and in the reflection of the window, what does she see? The chisel-faced man behind her. Startled, she turns around in shock, and there he is, standing right there. And what does he do? He grabs her by her neck, and he gently forces her against the car. And he whispers in her ear, if only. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, it's on now, buddy. It is on. And as Nicole is just a trembling, her whole body is just a shaking, not because she's afraid. Oh no, she's excited. She's not only emotionally excited, she's sexually excited. Oh boy, because she doesn't know what's going to happen next. Yeah, the chisel-faced man, he grabs her by her chin. He starts kissing on her. Starts kissing her neck. Starts moving his way down. Takes his right hand. He's hiking up her hip. Takes his left hand. And he's stroking the small of her back. Gently kissing her. But with force. And whispering, if only. Right into her ear, boy. What does Nicole do? Oh, she submits, boy. She sure does. She's like putty in his hand. Sure is. And as that is going on, he continues to whisper in her ear, if only. You see, Nicole at the time is thinking to myself, oh my God, someone has infiltrated my thoughts, my dreams. What is happening? This has to be a dream. This has to be a fantasy. This can't be happening. But it is happening. Oh, yes, it is. There is so much passion. There is so much excitement. This is being excreted from the pores on both sides. The windows are getting foggy from the outside. Oh, my. And as quickly as it happened, it ended. Because you see, the chisel-faced man gently pushed her away and disappeared. Sure did. Oh yeah. So as Nicole is standing there in shock, utter shock, did she think to herself, oh my God, I need to call the police. Look what this guy has done. Absolutely not. She wanted more. But how was she going to get more if she's an introvert? That particular instance, that particular day, changed her entire life. It sure did. Because you see, Nicole finally got into her vehicle as she's just trembling and shaking, and she's starting her vehicle, and she's just shaking. And she's thinking, she's looking in the rear view mirror, she's looking on the side mirrors, trying to see if the chiseled-faced man is anywhere to be found, and he is not. She starts up her vehicle, and she's just driving along. She pulls up there. She's just looking for him, just anywhere to see if she can find this guy. She cannot find this guy. Oh, no. She drives home. She parks her car where she always parks her car. She walks up to her front door, and on the right-hand side, next to the doorbell, 2 inches from the right bottom side, is a sticky note that says, "If only." I'm Montagraph, and if you can't speak freely, you're simply not free. Have a good day.